Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham Daily News and Update show for Friday, March 7th. Yes, we are on the eve of kickoff tomorrow at 7 a.m. PST my time for Rotherham traveling to the Stoke Ross, and we're pumped. We made it to Friday. We did make it to Friday. Super excited about that. Thank you for coming in, and we're going to get this one going. Yeah, I'm a couple minutes early, but it's all good. I wanted to get this show up, so I'm excited. I got a couple things to talk about. Actually, some news broke a little bit ago that we could talk about regarding Dobson, but the main topic I want to get to is Jay Rodriguez and Sam Smith. It's their time to shine. And an article came out about Parkinson talking about the strikers in the squad, and I've been talking about the strikers. We've obviously been noticing that super sub has come on, Fletcher, and killed it, but we need our strikers to now put the ball in the back of the net. And I feel like tomorrow is going to be that coming out party for the boys up front. And we're going to talk about that. And I feel like tomorrow is going to be the day. So anyways, please smash a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the Local Pundit. On our way to 2,000 by the end of the year. We're going to do it. We're at 1,600, all because of you in this great community. Smash that like button, share, take your feet off the couch, take your shoes off, go in and just, share it out to everybody because this amazing community. So thank you all very much. Apparently Drew's been up since 3 a.m. I don't know why, but okay, let's talk about Rodriguez and Smith. It is their time to shine. And I put that there because we've been noticing that obviously they've come in January. It's not easy for one striker to come in. And easy for one striker to come in, let alone two. And then you have Longman getting in and adapting into a team and completely kind of changing the style of how we play, kind of, because we're used to a big and a little. It's kind of like a medium and a medium, even though I think that J-Rod is a completely different player. J-Rod's playing the big role that Palmer was playing, okay? And Smitty is playing on the shoulder that when Elliott Lee was playing because he's kind of sitting in the back in a 10. It was a 4, there's like a 1-1 up front, second striker, a shadow striker, if you will. And Smitty's kind of playing on the shoulder, trying to run at the channel similar to a Mullen or a JM. So, I think that they've been gelling. There's been some things. I said it in the last couple shows that you saw the knockdown from Smitty to J-Rod, and J-Rod had to go. The header that led to the goal from Smitty the other day. Granted it was a fumble in goal, but excuse me, my apologies. That led to the goal. You could see that they're starting to gel a little bit too. Now, I said yesterday, I think maybe another issue we can do, another solution we can have is have Evans come into the middle of the park. And I'm going to talk about Dobson in a second here, and maybe there's probably a possibility, even though it could be Elliott Lee, but some of them feeding them the ball on the ground to get to where they need to be. What's going on, John Merrill and Carol and Nick, everybody? Steve Barton's in the house too. Sarah's in the house. Paul Kelly here. Glenda. And Goopy Splat. But no, I want to talk about that. I think tomorrow's going to be the day. I think tomorrow, Rotherham not going to be an easy side. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're going to be a pushover, but I think tomorrow's going to see the day where it starts to click. 2 games ago, we had 15 shots. Wasn't that much. It was 1 shot on goal, but we started to see them, just getting into a little bit of a groove. Unlucky at times not to put the ball in the back of the net. But I do predict that we're going to go, and tomorrow's going to be that breakout game. We're like, okay, now they're starting to click because it's on us now with 12 games left to go. With 12 games left to go, and the money we spent in the January transfer window for the Smitty, and yes, you have obviously J-Rod came in on a free. Now it's time. It's our time. Our time down here. We're going to be the Goonies tomorrow at the Stoke Ross. It's our time down here, and here we go. That's what I want to say. The article came out today in the leader, as we always go to the leader, which is great. And it's always like an indication of a thought process of Parkinson. And I think it's a little bit of a misdirect. So manager Phil Parkinson has 7 strikers in the squad, okay? He only uses 4 at this point, okay? Phil Parkinson feels his current strike partnership is getting better by the game, but he will continue to assess which strikers should be in his plans for tomorrow's clash against Rotherham United. Now, I say this, I believe it's going to be J-Rod and Smitty. Tomorrow he might go up north, up top with Mullen and JM or Fletcher and JM. So I could be completely wrong in this, but I'm just going on what I think he will do. It's going to be J-Rod and Smitty tomorrow. That's why they're on the thumbnail. Sam Smith and Jay Rodriguez brought in during the window, as we said. Actually, I'm going to bring this down because it doesn't really do any favors. You guys see that. But a club record transfer fee for Smith has come in. And yes, we obviously did win 1-0. They go on to say, Parkinson said, it's the kind of platform they gave us to play, meaning the 2 strike partners going on that last game. getting the win. The last two, obviously, a draw against Bolton was a little, you're not great. The win against Huddersfield, but they're getting the platform there. You could see them starting to work through the process in there. Carol, Goonies never die. They don't. You're right. Goes on to say, Parkinson, playing to Jay's feet. Sam is good at stretching, but also their tactical awareness without the ball was brilliant. Yes, running through the channels, coming short, and they're going to start to do that. I think if O'Connell starts to get the ball to the midfield a little bit more so they can push that ball out wide and balance it out, great. And then getting J-Rod to come short with his hold-up play is going to be good too. Starting to figure out some things. And that's why I think it's been sometimes frustrating, because we're watching the team evolve, not devolve or evolve. So one step back to get 2 steps forward. Something like that's happening. You see that we're getting crosses in. Might not be the best crosses, but you can see that we're also having more shots, but not necessarily on goal, which we want to lead to more goals. But all this said, I believe that we're getting to a point where we're watching the evolution of this side come together. And I think tomorrow's going to be the game against Rotherham, who I don't take lightly, by the way. We will see some good play, some fantastic play up front. I think that's how it's going to go down. That's my take on this. Parkinson went on to say, Jay has obviously played at the top level, in the detail and the way he passes and covers space is brilliant. And he helps the midfield so much. So J-Rod's the guy that's been dropping in a little bit and dropping in, kind of picking up the ball, kind of like Mullen used to do. And I said Smitty's the guy on the shoulder. So those are the things. But J-Rod does have awareness, to come short and kind of help out that back line and help out the midfield. So let's see what happens tomorrow if he does start the partnership too. Parkinson went on to say they're getting better all the time as a combination, and I was very pleased with them both at Huddersfield. Yes, granted, ball didn't go in the back of the net, but maybe the movement, learning the cadences. Those are the things. That's what he's talking about. He said as much as they didn't get the moment, they so nearly did. Jay had a brilliant shot and Sam's header, but it's all about playing well and enabling the team to get results, and they did that superbly well. So you look at it, and it's like, okay, everything's about cohesion and movement. If we're starting to move the ball a little bit faster, I think we slow walk it so much, kind of backpedaling and pushing the ball back. If we are so much better on our front foot when we move forward, we get the ball to feet, get the ball wide, and I think that's where we're coming. And I think tomorrow will be that at home. We have the stats aren't statting, by the way, at home. And I took a screenshot of it earlier. The stats are not statting for our home form. Let me just bring it up right here as I get messages. I love when I go live, people just message me as if that's the right thing to do. Okay, Wrexham are winless across their last 4 home league games, 2 draws and 2 losses. Not great. Their longest run at home soil. Longest run on home soil in the EFL since an 8-match stint between October and December 2007. Rotherham have failed to win any of the last 10 away league games against sides from Wales. That doesn't, drawn 4, lost 6 since their 1-0 victory over Wrexham in September 2007. So, the last 4 games at home, not great. 2 draws, 2 losses. That's going to change tomorrow. We'll get to the starting 11 in a minute, Barton. Hold that thought. But put it in the chat what you think starting 11 will be. I have my thoughts. I think he's going to go on change 11. He might actually, it's not true because Dobson's going to be out. I think he'll play Elliott Lee, even though I think he should play Evans. That's my thought. The Wrexham their home form is in the mud. It is in the mud. I'll give you that, John Merrill. Going on to say Fletcher came off the bench and netted the winner. There's Parkinson said they're on the omissions. Parkinson said we got a lot of strikers and it's difficult to keep everyone involved. I think that is part of the problem. His man management skills needs to come into big play. And last, he says we'll keep assessing it and looking at training all the time and pick a team and the bench accordingly. I don't think he's going to bring in a Mullen. I don't think he's going to bring in a Palmer. I don't think that's what he's talking about. This is for lack of a better word, a lip service right there in the article that he's gonna make changes. I think it's gonna be J-Rod and Smitty up front. What's up, Big Cat? How you doing? Yes, Sean Bartlett Evans. Yeah, he knows my nickname. I don't know how, but he does. But yes, so I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow, and I think tomorrow is going to be the day when we're going to go out and do it. We can do this. We have to start doing it. We have to take accountability for ourselves. The boys up front, and we need service from the middle of the park. We have to take that accountability factor and hold on our shoulders like, okay, we're going to score goals, and I think tomorrow's going to be tomorrow. We might even score 3 goals tomorrow. Maybe one from J-Rod, and one from Smitty, and then one from the midfield. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I'm going out there. I'm putting it in it. Yep. Done. I think I'm going to go out and say that. We're going to score 3 goals tomorrow. It's going to be 3. We're not even get a clean sheet. We're going to get a 3-0 clean sheet. It's a coming out party. March 8th is going to be the coming out party. Like, yeah, that's going to be the game. I'm calling it. And it's not because Rotherham are a bad side or anything like that. They actually sit. Let me see where they're at here. They sit. Rotherham sit 14th place, but they've won the last 2 on the bounce. So it's not going to be an easy game, but I think tomorrow's our coming out party. What say you? Nicky D agreed with Rotherham. From your lips, right? There you go. C. Barton's going to shave his head or even grow his hair back. But that's what I think is going to happen. My starting 11 for tomorrow, AO in goal. I actually think he's going to I genuinely think he's probably not going to start. He's probably not going to start Rev. I think he's going to start Maka, and I think he's going back to Barney. He'll keep the same 3 in the middle of the back line. I think that's what he'll do. In the middle, I think he'll do Matty James, and I'll talk about Dobson in a second. And Matty James, Elliott Lee, and Rathbone. And up top, he's going to put J-Rod and Smitty. That's what I think. On the bench, I see Evans probably getting on the bench. Fletcher, JM, Howard, Scar, and it'll be Rev and what the fuck? Rev and Longman. I think that's what he's doing. I don't think that's what he should do. I think he should continue to keep Rev and Longman starting. They need to get on the pitch. I think they're game changers, in my opinion, and they balance out the squad. I think he'll go back to Barney. I think he's back to Barney and Maka tomorrow. Just my thoughts. I don't know if where Brunty is at, and if he's injured, but that could be in the cards as well at some point if it looks like he is fit. But it's been Stash at the back, so Stash, O'Connell, and Max. I think that's what I'll go with. That's my starting 11. On that note, in the middle of the park, remember Dabo went off. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Dobson here. So this came out earlier on the BBC website. I will bring it back down, but that's what we're talking about. Moving on, shifting to that. But anyways, get into your thoughts on your starting 11 and on what you think about the 2 boys up front tomorrow, 2 men up front tomorrow, getting their goals and kicking us on. So let me see what you think about that. Am I crazy? Don't answer that. But yes, I think that's what we're going to go with. Tomorrow's going to be the coming out party for the both boys. Okay. Now, let's move on to Dobson, and let's move on to Andy Cannon. Andy Cannon had surgery. We saw that. We talked about that yesterday. That was the update. He's going to be out for a while. He likes Scooby-Doo. He's got a PS5. He's going to be playing EAFC 25. I'm sure he's got a face scan, so he's going to be able to see himself on EAFC, which is great. And long may that continue. What's going on, Marie from SoCal? How are you? And Sean says, I genuinely think we will win by at least 2 goals tomorrow. I agree with you, my friend. But okay, here it is on the Dobson update. So Wrexham will assess the fitness of Dobson ahead of the League One fixture against Rotherham United at the Stoke Ross Saturday, obviously tomorrow. He was replaced by Elliott Lee just 4 minutes into the second half of Wrexham's 1-0 victory at Huddersfield. He went right down to tunnel. Apparently he was on crutches. But Parkinson said, he has allayed fears over the severity of the issue. According to the midfielder, could yet feature against the Millers. I don't know if that's going to happen. Dabo went over his ankle on Tuesday. I didn't think it looked too serious, but we have to look at it closer to kickoff. So he had an ankle injury, probably sprained it, something like that. Nothing more than he went over on his ankle. Could be anything. Could be ligaments. Could be nothing. So they're assessing it before the game tomorrow. First of all, he probably rolled his ankle trying to shoot because Jesus, he cannot. He just can't. But he is pivotal in the middle of the park. He's done very well. Him and Matty James are starting to figure it out. If he's not there, I think it's going to be Elliott Lee. But I'll say, don't risk it. There's no point. You have Evans. I know he's a different type of player. I think Evans should get an opportunity, in my opinion. But so he went over on his ankle, and whether it means a tweak or whatever, high ankle sprain, just maybe a little bit of a uncomfortability. No need to dig into it, but that's what's going on with him. I probably would say that he's not going to be in the starting lineup. If anything, he might be on the bench if he's fit for 20. But you have other players. Use the squad. We have the depth of squad. That's why we built this team. Use that depth of squad, my opinion. Okay. John Hills says, the fact that he's able to have a fitness assessment is great news. I don't care if he skips Rotherham. It means he will likely be available for the rest of the season. I agree with you, John. Rest him. Don't start him. That's what I agree. Did you hear about? Yes, I will bring that back up at the end. I have updates on that too. I actually, I'll break news. I'm going to be the first person with Rousey. We're going to be doing a show together. And Adrian is an absolute legend, and so is Rousey. But yes, I've been talking with. Maybe I got ahead of him, but yeah, we've been talking. It's likely that I'm going to be doing some work with Rousey, and he's going to be coming on our show too and announcing what he's going to be doing next. But yes, it's very sad. He's a great dude. But Two Beards is awesome, and Adrian's a good dude. Rousey's a good dude. But I think it's going to be Rousey will make a announcement. Yeah, I'll be doing some work with Rousey. Good guy. Sorry, David, I actually got off topic completely there. Okay, back to this right here. Let's talk about Andy Cannon. Parkinson said, obviously ACL, rupturing his ACL. He's going to be out. This is Andy Cannon now. He's going to be out for a little bit. Parkinson said Andy had his surgery in London on Wednesday. Apparently it went well. I haven't spoken to him yet. I'll speak to him today. So that's probably yesterday. This is Thursday. He stayed in the hospital for an extra night. It was just a bit of pain management. But I'll touch base with him and we'll get him up here next week. Back up here next week. So that's the update on Andy Cannon. He had his surgery. Apparently it went well. He has not spoken to him. He stayed in to manage his pain. Understandably so. It's a big surgery, and we want him to get better. He had his Scooby-Doo. He had his Scooby snacks. So that's good news. He's on the road to recovery. That's from Parkinson. So we do know that he has had his surgery. Callum Burton news. He's back out in training. There was pictures of him on the website that Callum Burton was out in training. I think that's great news. We still have 2 months left of the season. He did very, very well for us. Unfortunately, we've had an injury bug. If anyone doesn't want to agree with that, it's true. Up and down. I mean, everyone has injuries. I get it. Even Birmingham City, I think their keeper's out. Stansfield was out for a couple games. We've had an injury bug up and down the squad. And it happens. It's a long season. But apparently, Callum Burton is out there. I don't know if he's running, but there was pictures of him doing catching drills. So good on him. Good on him. That's what I have on that. And Cannon will take at least 12 months before you see him again in first team action. We had the same and Buchanan injury. Yes, he's going to be out a while. For sure. And let him get better. Just let him get better. So that's the update on Andy Cannon. Dobson, we're still waiting on. And, the starting lineup and the bench, the 18 will be interesting to see tomorrow. What else do we have here? So there was some talk on the other side from the Rotherham manager, and he was asked basically in certain ways, about Wrexham, and I'll just bring that up there. He was asked, I don't want to see them fail. Evans was on Wrexham. This was on X over here. He did an interview. See him right there, a handsome bloke.
I think with Wrexham initially, it was quite a fun story, Stephen. A lot of people enjoyed seeing them get back in the Football League and all of the glitz and glamour that came with them. But I've got the sense that people now want to see them fail a little bit because of the money and the finances. What do you make of their situation?
Yeah, I don't want to see them fail. I don't want to see people that come in and throw millions and millions of pounds at then want to see it fail. And if you're in football, you want to see investment come true to its worth, don't you? And I think Phil Parkinson is a good guy. Can't do any more and go and sign the boy Smith and go and sign Rodriguez and sign another Rathbone for us on deadline day. I don't dread because it's affordable to them, but I would think their budget is way up now. There was a £4 million spent in the January window. So that tells you the ambition that lies at Wrexham Football Club. And it tells you a little bit about our challenge tomorrow.
Yeah. Very fair, very fair. I mean, listen, this guy, he's I'm sure him and Phil know each other a while. It's a good statement. He's not going to go in. He didn't put the boot in. It was a fair question about Wrexham. He took it and he ended it very, very nicely. But yeah, good on him. We didn't spend the most money. We didn't spend the most money in the January transfer window, but that's his assessment there too. I anticipate them to come out and not come at us. It's going to be a very interesting game for our home form to get back in. Rotherham are no slouch. Trust me, they're not going to come and they're not going to sit back. And they're a squad that is something we reckon with up and down because with your 14th, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're not going to get relegated. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. If it was later in the season, I could say maybe they're already on the beach, but that's not what's going to happen. So, but anticipate a game tomorrow. What was the last? Does anyone know what our last game against them was? If I can probably look it up. What the score was in our last match. Results. 1 second. Bear with me. Live show. Where is the last Rotherham match? Last time we played Rotherham was October 19th, 9 days after my birthday. Here we go. It was a 1-0 victory. 1-0 victory. Shocking. At the New York Stadium. 1-0 victory. Paul Mullen scored in the first minute. I remember that goal. Remember, we couldn't see it. It was very foggy. Yeah, Mullen goal, first minute. Well, if we do that and then we get 2 more after that, I'll be very happy. For a goal in the first minute. Yes. And the starting lineup for that one, thank you, Goofy Splat and John Hills, 20 seconds. I do remember that. Quickest goal of the season. One of his 3, by the way. One of his 3. But our starting lineup looked as such. We had Okonkwo, Barney, O'Connell, Scar. Remembered Maxi was out. So he's starting Scar and O'Connell then. And then O'Connor, Macca, Cannon started. And then Rathbone came in at 61. Dobson, Lee, Palmer, and Mullen were starting up front. I think he's going to go with Macca and Barney on the side. But yeah, and I think Rathbone will come in. That's the lineup we went with. If you can see that, AO, Barney, O'Connell, Scar. I think this will be, as I mentioned before, this is going to be Maxi. I think it's going to be Macca, Rathbone. I think he's going to be unfit. That's going to be Matty James because he wasn't there. Lee, and I think he's going to go J-Rod and Smitty. That's what's going to happen. The bench will be interesting tomorrow too. But the stats were Staten. We gave them 62% of the ball. My internet's in the mud. 16 fouls to 11, 3 yellow cards to 1. So we had 27 fouls in that game. That was a heavy game. I anticipate it to be another rim rocker. What's up, Esteban? But I anticipate us not to give up that much possession. If we can battle that back a little bit, get that back up to 50, 55, and all right. I know we don't do that a ton, but that's one thing I would sit on now that we have Matty James in the middle of the park there too. Wilkes is their danger man, says John. He's on his day up there with the best wingers in the league, and probably he is too inconsistent. I will bring him up real quick as I do that. Pop mob. And so Rotherham. I'm going to bring him up. Who is there? He said he's the danger man from Danger. Nomby, Powell, James. Where is he? I don't think he started this last game, dude. But that's neither here nor there. Malik Wilkes, here he is. Got him. There he is. Malik Wilkes. Wow. Aerial duels. The shot attempts 97. Wears the number 12 shirt. Left-footed. Plays at the cam roll. He's on loan. He is. This is the guy in the thumbnail, I think. Is that right? He's on loan from Hull City. No, from Sheffield. He's on loan. So here he is. That's the guy. That's the Rotherham guy. 26 years old. He can play anywhere across the front 3. Play in the middle of the park. So this is the guy we're going to watch out for. Kenny Loggins, old school danger zone. Yes, I love it, my friend. I love it too. Okay, that's the guy to watch out for. Let's keep an eye on him too. They're going to come at us. Andre Green's in there. I know him. Johnson Clark. This is the guy that had on there. This guy, we were after him a little bit too. He was at Posh last year. He's a good player. He's a big boy, 1.2. 6 goals, 1 assist. Started 17 games, 22 matches. Another guy to look out for out there too. So just be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a tough game tomorrow, but I feel like we can go and win it. And I feel like he's going to go. I think Parkinson's going to go back to Macca and Barney. I just have a feeling I don't think he should do it, but I think that's what he's going to do. John Merrill's on loan from Wednesday, out of contract at the end of the season. Thank you very much. What time is the game on? So 7 a.m. PST, 3 p.m. GMT tomorrow. We will be live. Remember, game day build-up, live watch along with me, Wrexham time call-in show, and then Wrexham reaction. Full day, 5 hours, 6 hours of content for everybody that loves Wrexham football. So be fun. Join us. I'm actually headed down to the desert, so but I won't be in the closet. Trust me, I'll be back in the regular spots for the internet. So that will be fun. But that's it. I'm pumped about tomorrow. I'm pumped because I think we're gonna have one of those games where it's like, damn, we've been waiting for that game. All these things. I know I said we're gonna grind it up, but I just have a feeling that the boys are gonna click tomorrow up front. I have that feeling. I could be totally wrong. but you got to take a stance, and I think that's what's going to happen. Free Punk Show says, Josh, I won't get to do the watch on with you. I'll be on a plane headed to Cali and a plane and plan on watching the game. Only since I can't do both. Suck it. Suck. I like watching the game with you. Oh, sorry. Sucks. I like watching the game with you. So I read that wrong. Sorry, my dyslexia came in there. Free Punk Show. We appreciate your support. Fly safely. Enjoy the game. We'll catch you up on the next one. And there's plenty of content later on for a call-in show and for Wrexham reaction. So just be safe and enjoy it. Hip Karma's in the house. Says, hello, everyone. I am awake. You won't be in the closet. Excellent. Yes. Basically the mud room. Basically the mud room. And Matt Al says, do you think Mac will get a start after whining on social? I did not see that, Matt Al, but I do think he's going to start him. I didn't see the whining on the socials thing. I think you did message me right when I went live. Did you do that? Yeah. I didn't see it, but I think he's going to get a start. I do. I just have a feeling. I want to be wrong, so I'm double jinxing it. I want to be wrong. I think Rev should continue to hold the spot. I do, and I think that Longman deserves another chance, but I think he's going to start. I think he'll start Barney. Just my thoughts. Look into my book, my Wembley Hotel this weekend. Go book your good. Have at it, Hoss. You earned it, my friends. Don't get distracted though with all this Wembley stuff, and get the wedgie pulled up over you guys and blow the league. You know what I mean? Birmingham City could blow the league if you're so distracted on this Jimmy Bag of Donuts Cup that no one cares about. But I hope you have a fun day out. Are you doing any hiring for pregame tomorrow? We'll see. You never know. As far as I know, it's still scheduled. But if I got to do it, I got to do it. I didn't see the Maca thing. I got to look it up. I didn't see it either. Matt Al, put it. If you know something, Matt Al, just let me know. Just put it in the chat there. I'm going to wrap it up in a second. And Leaping Sarah says, we postponed our anniversary trip around the next 2 games. We better bring it. Sarah, happy anniversary to you and your partner. And thanks for hanging out with us and watching Wrexham, I guess. John Merrill says, you're all right. We could blow the league if we started playing netball instead of Yeah, you're right. You could call it the super wedgie of failure. That's what you guys would do. Just super wedgie over the, there you go. Hey, Chris, what's going on? I'm gonna give Matt Al a second to bring up what he has talking about Maca. I don't know where it is. But I will look it up. Was it on X? Let me see. Maca. James McLean. There it is. Birthday meal. All I see is a birthday meal. So I don't know what that is. But if there is something, there you go. All right, let's get everyone on here. Game day tomorrow. Big one. Game day build up, live watch along, Wrexham time call-in show. Fun stuff. Hold on, here it is. Maca was moaning about younger players getting a start over seniors. It was promptly taken down. Okay, let me just shift gears here before I get us out of here. They need to get a hold of this shit. With the Palmer stuff and the Mullen stuff and the Maca stuff, there is a transition happening in this squad. And it sounds like the guys that have gotten us here, and much respect to them, there is the atomic wedgie. There it is. There is, if there's dissent in the effing locker room, because guys are getting, for lack of a better word, put to, backup positions or the bench, i.e., by the way, people have rolled their cars, they have injuries, all these things, and players are stepping up. If there's dissent in there, it needs to be sorted out. We don't need distractions. I'm sure there are. Or get them in the room and have it out verbally and get it on the table, because we might not get this opportunity again. And you can tell sometimes there's players that hate each other. There's guys that I used to play with at university at UConn. They hated each other. They didn't hate me. I was a walk-on, but they hated each other. And you can see that in play. So if there is a push by some of the old guard that it's like, hey, play me, coach, then Parkinson needs to manage that. Phil Parkin needs to manage that. So I hope that's going on. And now this is now 3 occasions right now. We've heard of the Mullen thing. Okay. Mullen saying something to the steward about I'm fit, why they keep saying I'm not fit. Palmer himself putting out, haven't been there in a minute. Okay. And then having his dad bitch and moan on Instagram or whatever, on X. And now the Macca thing that I just heard of, if that's happening, that shit needs to stop because it helps nobody out. Someone needs to step up and be the captain. And it should be Macca. That's a bad example if that happened. I didn't see it. It's a bad example. And sort this shit out. Yep. Let me just see. I'm going to go through the chat here. John says, yeah, sounds like an issue. Yep. A dressing room issue. Yep. And I'll take it as aiming at Rev. That's probably right. But you rolled your goddamn car. You haven't shots in your hip. Let the young man play. I know you want to play. Let the young man play. And he hasn't been that effective. Atomic wedgie. There you go. Tess says there's a serious distrust in the locker room between Mullen, Palmer, and Macca. Yeah, I could probably see that. But Palmer rejected an opportunity to leave. Palmer rejected an opportunity to leave. That's on him. Mullen, I don't know, but he's probably not 100% fit. And Macca, he's the captain. There's a leadership problem in the dressing room. I think there is. If this is true, I'm not saying it is, but someone needs to sort it out. All these, they need to stop moaning. Since Chris, the drama has to stop. It's getting ridiculous. I agree with that. And Tess said, this is where you need a Ben Foster, a Ben Tozer, and a Luke Young to grab him by the scruff of the neck. Like, yo, cut that shit out. Cut it out. And you never want to see anyone like getting into fisticuffs or anything. And it says so much about the team's typical culture that the dissatisfaction between some of the older players is a thing. True. Apparently, J-Rod was moaning at Barney. Okay. Yeah, well, J-Rod's been moaning at Barney on the pitch, so I see that. And Yorkie and Cole didn't speak off the pitch and hated each other. Strong manager made it happen. Absolutely. You know, the best ever, by the way. And Ruth H., I know we went down a rabbit hole here, but it's totally fine. I think, honestly, this is why the team are struggling to play as a team. The leadership in recent past captains brought this, and it has been missing, and it shows. Big issue is Macca is your captain. That's the real issue. I mean, I think it's taken off for him to actually be aggressive. And yes, Palmer did refuse to train. And this could also be why Steve Fletcher is so important to locker room. Well, if that's the case, Hip Karma, then he needs to step up. These guys need to pull him aside and need to step up. It's not a good look. And we have a job to do. The job is to win football matches. And I'll leave it at that. I agree with you, by the way. Call Hip Karma. Get on the plane, get over there and sort this out. Can you? There you go. Okay. I'm going to get everyone out of here. On the positive note, we have a game tomorrow. It's going to be great to watch it with all of you. I'm excited about it. Live watch along. Share it out to the masses. Remember, 2,000. I'm trying to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. That's going to be fun. And just going back to the Two Beards thing. Rousey, we were coming on the show and letting us know what he's going to be doing. I'm going to probably be working with Rousey and help and maybe going on his show a little bit and talking with him. So he's going to make that announcement too. But I'm excited to do that. What a great guy. And Adrian's a good dude too. So just keep an eye on that. Go support those guys. And excited about that. But tomorrow, big day for Wrexham. Let's go get those 3 points. We need them. We got to keep pace. And then the Wickham game's coming up too. So please smash that like on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And on that bombshell, I will see you all tomorrow.